Hey y'all. Oh my god, it is 2 a.m. Hey y'all. It's 2 a.m. around here in New York. And I'm up late just watching some videos and hanging out on YouTube. And someone just left my house and took their bad energy with them. So I feel really good actually. I'm telling you. Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need someone to just leave. Like, take your bad energy and everything it comes with and just go back to where you came from, the depths of hell that you came from. So, guys, I'm actually feeling really good right now because that person has skedaddled, as my aunt used to say. He ran off. Let me tell you something, ladies. Hi, I'm a Black Beauty. I know that you've probably seen like a couple videos. I don't have that many, but there will be more. And this says a badass October woman. That says. But guys, I just want to say like you don't have to share your body. Like if you're hanging out with a man, you don't have to share your body with him just because he's there. You don't. So let me step back. It's been a while since you guys have seen me. I've been chilling. I'm in New York right now. Was in Miami for a while. Been in New York for, a good portion of March. And here we are in April. I am going to the continent for the first time. And I'm so very, very, very excited. So I will definitely keep you guys posted on that. But here's some lip balm. I put some on. It's a little dry. Okay. Get better now. Yeah, so basically, remember that person I mentioned to you guys last year? I said, I don't want to spend time with this person because I'm really not trying to get pregnant by him. And really, he's a good friend, but just don't see him that way. Well, I've decided to spend some more time with him and give him a chance, but not really in a relationship fashion, but just, let's just kick it and let's just keep it light. Now, one thing is, if you know a Cancer, you know any men who are Cancers, God, that one here is like out of place. If you know any men who are Cancers, then you know that they have really bad, when I say really bad, really, really bad emotional problems. Like Cancers can be some of the most emotionally destructive human beings. And then when you're dealing with a Cancer man, you are dealing a lot of the times with a man who is just emotional to the core, even more than you, like to the point of like you're sitting there like, am I the nigga or the bitch? Like, which one am I? Because I don't understand how a man could be offended with the truth. If I sit here and I say to you, you know what? So like we had sex last week and I really felt like I didn't want to have sex with him because this is probably the second time I've had sex this year and I feel like I'm slipping into old patterns. He's the low-hanging fruit. So he knows how to put himself in my environment all the time, like coming to my place all the time, being available all the time, paying for dinner and stuff like that, which I let him do, whatever. He knows how to do that all the time to kind of slip his way into my apartment and slip his way around here. But like this guy is a complete bum. Like if I'm just being honest, he's a nice person, but his life is already pretty much written. I mean, he's got 3 kids. 2 of them are from a previous marriage, as he calls it, which was never a marriage. They were just on some young and dumb having kids. And, people believe they're married when they live together forever. But until you walk down the aisle, if there's no picture of a wedding dress and there's no ring that you could show me, it never existed. So as far as I'm concerned, he had a baby mother for years. And, he has 2 kids with that baby's mother. And then he has 1 kid with another baby's mother. And how do I know him? He was introduced to me by a friend who literally grew up with him in St. Lucia. And this guy, when I say he is really good at what he does, like he does construction, he does things like that. And he's really good at like, restoring buildings and houses and apartments. And like, I do real estate. So at the end of the day, I find that he is very in line with my profession. You know what I mean? And that's cool, except he doesn't know when enough is enough. Like he just doesn't understand. And I could sit there and break it down to him. Like last week we had sex, and then I told him a couple days ago, like the thing with us is like I don't want you to get too attached because, really I know that I'm not gonna have your baby. I want to have kid, and I really deduce it to I want to have kids with someone who doesn't have kids, but I don't think that's really what it is. What it is that women, if we're being honest, and I love these light bulbs, they're so good, guys. But if we're being honest, we know if a man is the man we want to have children with from when we first meet him. Like, I haven't had a lot of instances where I've looked at a man and been like, I'll have his children. Like, I've looked at men and be like, he's cute. I'll give him a chance. I'll hang with him. We can have a little sex, whatever. But when I look at a man and I'm like, ooh, that could be the father of my children, I'll do anything with him. I'll allow him to do almost anything. And my thing is, I don't look at this man like that. And I think he really deeply loves me. We are good friends. But I'm starting to think that even our friendship is toxic to his well-being because he doesn't know how to manage his perspective in life. It's like a crab, right? He just claws in, and it's like, you know what? You're clawing into someone. I'm like a cloud. You're clawing into a cloud, dissipating, and I don't understand. Like, what I've realized is that, if a man is gonna start bitching and moaning like a woman, might as well you just date ladies. Like, I like men. I like masculine men. I know that this world is full of pussy bites and a bunch of, and a bunch of nondescript, effeminate men, but this is not the kind of thing that turns women on. And so when men start getting into their crying bag, because really, when a man starts doing things like whining and complaining and bitching and moaning, that to me sounds like a baby crying almost. It almost sounds like when you have a little baby in your arm and they're like, I gotta eat, you haven't fed me. Well, guess what? That's how you sound, my nigga. You sound like that when I don't want to have sex with you. And it's saddening. It's at the point where I laugh at it because I know exactly what it is. Now, it frustrates me if I've had sex with this person, but because I barely have sex with this, like I've had sex with this person 2 times this year. Because I've barely had sex with this person, and like no time last year did we have sex. Like last time I had sex with him was way in 2019, and then 2 times this year. Like, this man is so desperate for my genes. He must look at me and think I want her to have my kids. But I'm telling you, this man, he's undeserving of children. He can't even manage himself. I keep him around because technically he has a lot of skills, but and I think that could benefit me professionally. But what I'm gonna have to do is toss him to the side and find myself another contractor who's just better, more professional, because he just needs to rebuild his own life. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video was about just this conversation that everybody's having online about, and say hi to Mookie. Look at her sleep over there. This conversation is about how people talk about this high value man and high value woman in a relationship. Is there a high value woman or not? But look, I don't even want to get into the definitions, but I do want to say, I want to ask, and I want to pose the question to all of you guys. And this channel, I want to keep it open, and I want to keep it raw, and I want to keep it honest. Like, I don't want this to be a channel where we're dissecting people and where we're talking shit and won't change it. Like, I don't care about stuff like that. What I care about is like the real, the raw, like the type of women who care about my channel, the type of women who come around here, and the type of women who are go-getters, hustlers like myself. And they're sexy, they're smart, and they know how to play the role, like a triple threat. So those are the types of women who are gonna come around here and identify with Jack. Identify with a Black beauty. But to be honest with you, my question for y'all is, do you mean to say that in a high value relationship, cheating is something to be expected on both sides? Is that something that we could expect on both sides? So for example, The other day I was on a program and, we were talking about men that are doing the business of repatriating Africa, going abroad for 6 months. Can women handle that? Is that going to be kind of like a trial to someone's relationship? Can they handle? And then my question, I know the question got such a, and I was disappointed. I was actually, I was actually disappointed that the question got such a raised eyebrow from men that I considered to be progressive. And then I realized that they weren't progressive and that men are never progressive. It's women who are always progressive. When I tell you that these men looked and when I tell you that these men, and my stomach came back, I've been eating pasta like crazy. When I tell you that these men looked at me like I was some kind of slut whore just because I asked, like, so it's to be expected that you're like, you go to Africa or wherever you go, Europe, wherever you go. I don't care where you go. You leave the relationship for 6 months and I don't see you. Is the expectation that you're going to be cheating? Because I want to know, is the relationship open? I want to know, is the relationship open when you're gallivanting and building all over the world and I'm playing Stepford wife? Because I can play the role. But I want to know what the parameters are and I want to know what the rules are. See, oftentimes these high value men, they don't want to give you the rule book. The rule book does not benefit them to give you. It does not benefit them to give you the rules of engagement, because if you mess up early, it makes it easier for them to just go on to the next vagina. And that is a damn shame. It's a shame that even by asking that question that I've almost exposed myself. But I'll tell you what, any man that goes away for 6 months on me, just consider our relationship open, baby. I don't give a damn what I told you. Just know that. Because I think men don't realize that women have needs. Women are very sexual creatures. We actually have a period of time every month where before we're ovulating, we get intense cravings for sex. And my thing is like, I'm not going to go 6 and 7 months waiting for you to build something when I know, because you're a man of high value, that you're out there doing whatever the fuck you're doing. And so for me, that's my thing. When I see that this is really where we're leading young women right now, and hey, we're leading them to a place where they feel like they have to accept cheating because a man has options, as if those beautiful women that attracted that man don't have the same level of options. I mean, chances are if you get yourself a high value man, then you're pretty sexy, you're pretty beautiful, and you probably have a sexuality and sensuality and femininity about yourself that is on a very high level. If as high of a level as his salary goes, it goes your femininity and your sexuality. So I'm assuming that if you're meeting him at the place where he's wanting to get engaged and married to you, or wanting to even commit to you for a prolonged period of time, I'm assuming that you're a sexy ass woman and that you probably have a lot of options also. So I want to know, while he's gone for 6 months, a year, building his conglomerate or whatever he's building, because you're supporting him, right? By raising his children. See, this is what women have to understand. You can sit back and you can accept the cheating while you maintain your life. So men are stupid. They'll believe whatever you tell them, because they would never think you'd have the audacity to step out on them. But I say that if a man is a high value man, then he's smart enough to know that you've got options too. And unless he's going to have you locked down in his palace, who's to say what you do on your private time? I'm not saying sleep with his friends. I'm not saying sleep with his brother. I'm not saying sleep with his cousins. I'm not saying sleep with his uncles. I'm not saying sleep with his coworkers, but I'm saying because women have power and we've always had power. And it's really nice when men understand that without challenging that. See, the reason why men that are in relationships of high value choose to be monogamous for real is because they don't want your pussy. Did I speak? They don't want your vagina going anywhere that they don't see fit. They don't want you sharing what they deem as their property. Okay, cool. Sure, 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 sure. That's why you keep your mouth shut. So I am a proponent of women doing whatever they want and keeping their mouths shut. I am a proponent of you, hey, your man's away and you pick up a phone call. You're the only one there. He's the only one there. You do what you want to do. You pick up a phone call. You listen. Far too long have we been sitting here waiting by the bedside in the doorway for men who, trust me, as soon as he gets on that plane, he's already calling the girl in Senegal. He's already calling the girl in Italy. He's already calling. Come on, sweetheart. Don't be a fool, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to just tell women not to be a fool. It's not about age or any of that shit. I don't care. I don't care to discuss women's age and how they look. All I know is that at my age, I look good. And I continue to work on myself and improve upon myself. But what I will say is that it doesn't matter how you look. The minute that the man said he made a commitment was the minute that you start counting. Listen, okay, I'm going to give this man, let me see how long it takes before this man starts stepping out. And the minute he steps out, I propose and I advocate for the opening of that relationship. And guess what, sweetheart? You don't have to tell him the relationship is open. You don't have to, okay? You can just be quiet and enjoy. Like, there is such a deep fulfillment in your soul when you're getting that quiet revenge. I mean, if you're sexy, no man is going to turn it down. I don't care what kind of 2 children, 3 children, 10 children. It doesn't matter. If you fly and you sexy, you're not going to have a problem. I don't think that women who have children shouldn't be married. I think you should all be married. I think you should all be with the man that you love and you should commit to him. But I also think that you should keep your eyes open and your options open too, just like he's keeping his open. And how could you keep your options open? You have to work out because, first of all, how could you keep your options open? Jesus Christ, I don't even know what happened here. How could you leave your options open when you are just sitting in the house stuffing your face? No one sees you. No one knows you exist. There's just not, and I have to get used to looking to the camera because I'm so like, I'm staring at myself. I'm just I'm looking at myself. But you almost say to yourself, like, as a woman, this man, I love this man. I want to be with him. We are raising our families together. And this is what we're in the long haul for. But I know he cheats on me. And so the quiet revenge that I talk about is that revenge that says, but okay, so what? Because I've got Johnny over there. And when my man goes out of town, I just go over to his place. Like, I wouldn't dare bring him to my man's bed. Of course not. But I just go disappear into his place for the weekend. I take my laptop to his house and I work from his house during the month that you're gone. And I get the attention that I need because, you know, I took the love languages quiz and physical touch is one of my love languages. It's high on the scale for me. So when a man is talking about disappearing for indefinite periods of time, what do you think this is? The color purple? You crazy. You crazy. I'm going to let you think what you want. And that's the part of being wifey material, okay? You're not a host, so you don't want him to think that you're out there sleeping with everybody. But at the same time, if he's smart, most smart men know that if I step out, my wife's going to step out too. Because look at her. she could get it easier than me. Women, it's nothing but a chicken wing. It literally takes no effort for any woman. Shit. Lizzo could go and get anything she wanted tonight if she wanted to. Because men just want a warm place to put it. And when they put it in there, that's it. There's really not more to it, sweetheart. If he wants to be with you and he loves you, most likely he's going to try not to cheat. He's going to try his damnedest not to cheat because he will know that by cheating, he's opening the relationship. He's opening up the possibility that you could also have other options. And like, let's be real. I mean, every relationship I've been in, and the longest relationship I've been in was 3.5, 4 years. Every relationship I've been in, there was a time, it's usually around the 2-year mark, where I start looking at other guys. And I have to like retrain myself to be in love with this person. Because I personally don't believe monogamy is something that benefits men or women. Let me explain to you how monogamy does not benefit women. You can have a man who does everything for you high value. But then you need a man to come stretch out your back. You need a man to massage you, and your high value man might be busy. So you need to get yourself a masseuse or somebody or a friend or something to handle those things, because your man, he's too tired when he gets home. Everything's about him. So you need that. You need other men in your life. You know, what if your man is, a huge business tycoon and he is always on business trips and just busy, busy, busy? I mean, there might be a guy in your building or in your neighborhood who likes you, and he might even be younger than you. Like, let me paint the picture. Your man, you guys, you're in your 40s, you're married, you're raising his kids, and you still look great. And there might be a youngin', 25, new in the neighborhood, just looking for something to do, and he might run into you at the gym. Next thing you know, he's helping you out, bringing your groceries upstairs for you. Why not? Why not? Why would you lose the opportunity to be admired and adorned and showered with attention just because you're married? Now, that's not to say you should have sex with him. I'm not saying have sex with the man, but I'm saying entertain him however you see fit. Any man who has a woman that has options, he knows that he better be home. Because if he's not home, someone else will be home. And guess what? If she has respect for you, nobody will be in your home, but she'll be in someone else's home. See, women have options too, especially sexy ones. So my question is, in a high value relationship where both people are equally as financially stable and equally as visible to the public and equally as useful to their constituency, is there room for the open dialogue? Because we haven't even gotten to open dialogue. You can't even ask a question without these men looking at you sideways. But is there an open dialogue about needing multiple men? I'll never forget when I was reading that book. Damn, what's that book? I have it right over there by Stieg. The one that's like Girl on Fire, and the other one. The main one, not Girl on Fire. Girl on Fire was the prequel to the next one. One thing I noticed was that lady, one of the main characters, she had her husband and she had a boyfriend. And the husband knew about the boyfriend. He never really knew about the boyfriend in terms of like exactly what was going on, but he really did know that she needed something else sexually. And that boyfriend provided something that he could not provide, but he still loved this woman. And they had a deep connection, and they even had sex still. But she had to get her fix somewhere else. What about women who are in relationships with high value men that are not sexually satisfied? I'm not saying everything has to be about penis, because it shouldn't be. I don't think it should be. But I think if a woman's not sexually satisfied and her high value man is busy creating a lifestyle for her, the last thing she needs to do is inundate him with problems about sexual inadequacy. Why not just get someone else to pleasure her during the daytime while he's at work? I think men need to be, in my opinion, I think that, and I believe strongly that men in 2021 have to be very careful what they ask for. You get what you ask for. And see, women, when we cheat, there's no such thing as catching, because women don't want to be caught. Women want to keep their man. Women want to keep their situation. Women don't want to be caught for cheating. How embarrassing. No. Even though everybody saw you walking around with a 25-year-old or whatever. You know, you're 40 years old, they see you walking around with them. But they don't want to actually think that you're having sex with them. And they won't believe that, because you know what, you have your children and you take very good care of yourself, and you come to all of the block association meetings and all of the PTA meetings. And you know what else you do? You also work from home. So they figure you're too busy. I mean, how could this be possible? And so what I think is that women don't get too caught up on this discussion of cheating and this high value shit, because there's always a way to navigate your marriage. You can be with the high value man, and yes, you can accept that he's going to cheat, and you can do whatever you want and move on your own accord. Just keep your mouth shut. I would say don't say anything. Secrecy and silence is a married woman's best tool. I mean, there are women who got pregnant by other men and never ever told their husband until the child was out of their house and in college. Well, you know what? That child was not yours. And then you know what the man says? Usually he knows. He's like, oh, you know, I knew that. I kind of figured that. But you know what? You held it down for all these years. And I respect that. Because he never wanted to know the truth. He saw this beautiful baby, thought it was his genes. And he said, I'll keep it. You know, it's crazy, because I was watching Tanya TKO the other day, and she said that a lot of women, she pulled some stat, I forget where she pulled it from, go check it out. And she said that it's more likely for women to get with someone who they believe is a good suitor to be with in a relationship, but they will also mate with someone who is has the genes that they want to replicate. So they might be in a relationship with someone they love, but he may not be the baby they want to have. And somehow they manage to find a spare night or afternoon or morning to go, fall on something that they want to replicate. And guess what? He's the baby that they have. And these women have been in happy marriages for 20 and 30 years, and their husband never finds out. So I'm asking you, young lady, why can't you keep your mouth shut? Why can't you just... And I'm the last person to tell someone to keep their mouth shut. Like, in all things, I know how, like, my mouth, I am the last person. I'm not a big mouth person, but I am a person who is opinionated. So I'm the last person to tell a woman, like, don't voice your opinion. But what I'm trying to say is, don't go hard on something when you know you're in the dirt too. What I'm saying is, if he's dirty, you get dirty too. There's no playing clean. I was embarrassed for Danae Jackson, because she was sitting there playing clean while her man was playing dirty, even up until the last minute when we found out there was a third woman, and I'm sure there are more, and that an abortion and all this shit. And I mean, here we are a week later and no one's talking about them. Here we are, it's Easter Sunday, and no one cares about them. They've lost. They really lost heavily, because you know what would have really redeemed Danae and what would have really made things better for her, and for all women that get cheated on, if they could come out and say, well, I've been fucking your cousin for 5. Like, I used to love Jerry Springer, because these women knew how to play. I've been fucking your cousin for 5 months anyway, so, because I kind of figured you were cheating, and me and him have a strong bond. And guess what? I think we're gonna get married. Shake shit up, ladies. Don't be pussy. Don't be afraid. Play the game. Play it like they play. Don't be afraid, ladies. That's all I'm trying to say. In a high value relationship, there is room. Okay? Cheating can be accepted, but you don't have to be the one who is at the brunt of that, and you don't have to be receiving all that negative energy without exercising your options as well. So with that, a Black Beauty is out. Peace, y'all. Bye. Leave your comments below, okay? Like and subscribe. I know I don't say that often, but like, subscribe, leave your comments below. Um, I'm gonna try to jazz it up a little bit. I gotta get like a new camera, set up different angles in the studio. I've been reorganizing the studio. My friend went and fixed certain things for me. I have to repaint in here. I'm gonna change some of the upholstery, and I'm gonna do some things to just make it more fun in here and just create different angles, different experiences. I'm gonna do more. I just haven't really gotten a chance to, and I also want to do some travel vlogs as well. I'm going to Sierra Leone in a couple of weeks, and I really want to just get out there and take some really cute like travel videos. This wig is old. I'm really gonna take it, deconstruct it, and redo it. But I do love these bangs. It's just so I don't go for the same thing that these girls go for. That's another thing. Learn how to stand out, ladies. I don't go for the same shit that everybody goes for. I don't really want to look like everybody else. I kind of have my own definition of how I should look. And so do what's best for you. I know, people want to see Black women looking the same cookie cutter across the board, but we're just not going to be that way. I mean, this is very rock star chic. This is the type of bitch I am. I'm a messy hair, don't care woman. Messy hair, don't care. We can't get too wrapped up in hair when we can't even figure out how to carry on our affairs. Like, ladies, hair is the last thing you need to worry about. If your man is gone for 6 and 7 months talking about, I'll be back, and by the way, while I'm gone, lock that pussy down. No, are you crazy? Let him think whatever he wants and go hop on one of his friends' dick. Honestly, peace out, y'all. Love you.